needed to win, which means the start of the game was critical, wasn't it, Coach?
John, it really was. We talked to our defense about setting the tempo and trying to get off on the right start, get this homecoming crowd into the ball game to get some excitement because we were undefeated at home, and our defense did just that with Tommy Thigpen's sack on the first play of the game.
It was a warm November afternoon at Kenan Stadium, Chapel Hill, Atlantic Coast Conference football. The North Carolina Tar Heels against Maryland, and North Carolina's football highlights are brought to you by Gatorade. And, Coach, right off the bat, your defense pitched the shutout, and we're going to see Tommy Thigpen show great speed here.
Well, John, our defense was healthy, and Tommy came back with a good call from our defensive coaches upstairs, Carl Torbush and Bruce Johnson, and that kind of set the tempo for the afternoon with our defense.
Here's Eric Blunt. He's setting all kind of records, ACC and Carolina records in punt and kick returns, and here he goes, Coach.
Donnie Thompson has done a tremendous job with our special teams on the punt return. Eric hit the crease, and I thought he might get one on Saturday, but he gave us great field position here early.
Coach, it's still 0-0, and great defense by Sean Crocker.
Good job by pressure from Kurt Brown, and Sean Crocker comes up and knocks the receiver down.
Here's a redshirt freshman you're going to see, folks, at fullback, Coach William Henderson.
Well, it's a good job by William. The blocking up front was excellent. They blitzed us, and go score, William. I don't think he'd ever been that wide open downfield, so he didn't know how to handle it, John. But William had over 100 yards on the day and is getting better each week.
57 yards there. Here's the freshman quarterback, Jason Stanisiek. Can't find a receiver, Coach, and you really like this, don't you?
Well, he came back, and nothing's there, John, and you got to have the ability to make something happen when nothing is there, and Jason does this, which leads to our first touchdown.
That was a 3rd and 9. He picked up 10, Coach, and here's Natrone Means getting you a touchdown from the Maryland 6.
Well, good blocking up front, and Natrone's a big physical guy and knocks it across the goal line there. He also had an excellent day.
7-0 Carolina. Coach, that was 84 yards, and here we see another good pass defense by your team.
Great job on defense. Sean Crocker again, aided by Bernardo Harris there, but a lot of pressure by Tommy Thigpen, and you see Tommy show up for the tackle also.
And Maryland makes the play here with an interception, Coach.
Great job of Jason stepping up. We forced one into coverage there, and you have good defensive play by our offense coming back to make the play, but it's good play by Maryland. And we talked about our defense now rising to the occasion, John, and they sure did. Again, pressure from Tommy Thigpen. When we can bring him and play good man coverage, we're a lot better football team on defense.
Tar Heels made them punt. Now you're going to see 3rd and 6 at the Carolina 19. Corey Holliday gets this ball for 20.
Good job set up with the screen. Go block downfield, guys. Corey Holliday had another outstanding day also from the receiving corps, breaking some tackles there and getting us out of the hole.
3rd and 1 at the Carolina 48. Randy Jordan had 73 yards, Coach. Here's 8 of them.
Good block by Oscar Sturgis on the corner. Randy turns up, and Randy's just got the dominant speed. So if we'll get on him at the line of scrimmage, Randy's got a chance to make the play.
1st down, Maryland 44. William Henderson, 9 yards.
Good blocking again. Andrew Oberg, Scott Felice coming up from his left guard spot, and good surge by William on the trap.
3rd and 3, Maryland 37.
Big 3rd down play. We come out on the option. Jason very heady, knows how many yards he's got to have for the 1st down, and good job of keeping the drive going.
Coach, 2nd down 4, Maryland 27. Natrone Means at 101 yards, and look at this.
Well, you've got to make some hard yards if you're a great back, and Natrone Means one of the better backs in the country. He turns up there after breaking a tackle from penetration, and then goes for good yards.
4th down and 1, Coach. You got it at Maryland 7.
We go for it here on 4th and 1. Outstanding block by Brian Bollinger and William Henderson to open up the hole for Natrone, and that was a big play in the ball game.
14-0. The Tar Heels lead it. 7:06 left in the half. And, Coach, we see 2nd and 10 at the Carolina 40. Here's the pass rush.
Good rush again. We kept pressure on Sandwich all day, John, and when you don't have to cover them very long, that gives you great support from the secondary, and our defensive backs did a good job when they needed to.
Randy Jordan for 9.
Good surge up front by our offensive line. Good cut by Randy.
2nd and 1, Carolina 39. Fullback Mike Falkerson for 9.
Good job by Mike. He faked the sweep, turns up inside on the belly, and got some big fullbacks in there that made a lot of yards on Saturday, John, and that helped open up some other things for us.
You like this throw by Stanisiek.
Good timing by Jason. He got back, he turned the ball loose, and hit Corey for the 1st down.
3rd down 4, Maryland 24. William Henderson is going to go here, Coach, for 17 yards.
Well, again, trap up inside. We ran the option some on Saturday, John, and William breaks some through because of good blocking and then gets extra yardage before he's tackled.
24 seconds left in the half. Here's a touchdown throw.
Thought this was a big play during the ball game on the screen. Jason has the good pump to the right and hits Corey for the touchdown.
21-0. The Tar Heels lead. 80 yards on that drive in 12 plays. And, Coach, here is Tommy Smith on the last play of the half is going to make a good interception.
Well, John, we had the tremendous drive, pressure again. Tommy jumps up. We just barely run out of time because we've got good blocking from Ray Jacobs there. Eric Gash, Dwight Hollier, guys leading the play back, but we didn't have enough time left to try a long field goal.
North Carolina at halftime, however, 21, Maryland nothing. We're going to come back to show you second half highlights after these messages. 21-0, and when you got your team together in the locker room, what was the message?
Well, John, the best thing is our seniors had the message. They said it goes back to 0-0. We can't let up. Maryland did a tremendous job coming back on Wake Forest a few weeks ago in Winston-Salem, and we could not let up and had to play the second half with the same intensity we did the first.
Coach, we're going to pick up defense. J.R. Bolden right here.
J.R. got double team, came out of it on their counter play, and makes a good play for a loss.
Second, 7, Carolina 32. Maryland trying to get back in it, and Eric Gash comes up with an intercept.
Here they've got some pressure on Wycheck on the reverse throwback pass, and Eric Gash makes a good play for the turnover.
And, Coach, North Carolina had to punt. We're going to pick it up 2nd and 10 at the Carolina 48, and Michael Payne, who's given you some good plays, too.
Mike had a couple of batted down passes last week. He's so quick from up at Winston-Salem. Michael makes a good play here for the big loss.
Tar Heels get it back 1st and 10 at the Carolina 19, and Natrone Means 9 yards.
Good blocking up front. On the sprint draw, he bounces it outside, and this guy usually makes some yards after they make contact with him, John.
Maryland gets it back. Now, 3rd and 7, Carolina 47, Coach, and the blue shirts meet at the quarterback here for an 11-yard loss.
This is a real good job with their pressure. Troy Barnett's first. He gets there. Then Tommy Thigpen, then Dwight Hollier, and then Jonathan Perry. And J.R. is back there to make sure everybody's in order getting up, I guess. But that was a tremendous job with their pass rush, and it was good throughout the afternoon.
2nd and 9, Carolina 30, Stanisic to Eric Blunt.
Good block on the corner by William Henderson. Nice throw into Eric.
2nd down and 4, Coach. Maryland 49. You're going to throw a screen to Natrone Means and gain 10 yards.
We had some trouble moving it here in the third quarter, but Natrone gets the ball. Good job by Randall Parsons out front, our center, for the first down.
Coach, we move now to the 4th quarter. 2nd and 11 at the Maryland 40, and look at Natrone here.
A great job of blocking up front, and then Natrone will do the rest. Go score, Natrone. Got people on both sides. Good effort taking it down toward their goal line.
North Carolina had the drive bogged down. 4th down 4, Maryland 6. Clint Waltney kicks a field goal from 23 yards.
John, we felt like this really put them out of the ball game because now they've got to score 4 times, so that was a big play in the game.
24-0 North Carolina. And Dell Jones makes a play.
Again, good pressure by our defense. The ball has thrown a little bit high, and Dell makes the good play.
4th down and 5 at the Maryland 17. The Tar Heel defense just won't let Maryland move. Eric Blunt, Coach, gets this punt.
Good hold up by our punt return team. Eric has trouble finding a place to go. Jimmy Hitchcock, a good job there of not clipping, and then Eric takes it back down their boundary to give us good field position. 19-yard
return for Eric Blunt. 1st down 10, Carolina 41. Natrone Means for 11 yards.
Good job again up front. Natrone making some people miss him. Ran over the official there, John, as he got his last 2 yards.
Coach Randy Jordan, what great speed. 2nd and 7. Look at this for 15.
Excellent cut by Randy. Good blocking by Deems and Brian Bollinger. Excellent job here of picking it up in the third quarter after we had some trouble moving it early.
1st and goal at the Maryland 2, and the Terps get a turnover.
Well, we tried to fake off tackle here. We wanted to get Jason as much experience as he can. We've got to get rid of that ball in this situation, but that's one we'll learn from, John.
Coach, the Tar Heels get it back. 1st down 10, Maryland 42. Randy Jordan again for 11.
Excellent job of handling the option by Jason. He gets it pitched out after he ties up the end of Randy for a 1st down.
Coach, another young player that you like a lot, linebacker Kerry Mock's going to make a good play here.
Kerry makes a real good play here, John. It was great to get to play a lot of the young guys in the 4th quarter.
A true team victory for the Tar Heels, Coach. Congratulations. North Carolina 24, Maryland nothing. North Carolina football highlights brought to you by Gatorade. The big win over Maryland puts North Carolina's record at 5-3 overall, 2-3 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. And we're going to come back and meet a couple of North Carolina offensive linemen after this from First Union.
Had a lot to do in that offensive line with helping us turn this program around. It was a special week to play Maryland for both. Andrew Oberg was our captain, and Andy Dinkin is from the state of Maryland.
2 interesting young men on Coach Brown's offensive line. Our Mike Small had the opportunity this week to visit with them, brought to you by Eckerd.
Playing college football and going to school is quite a load. How do players escape from this pressure? Well, some like to play golf, others go to movies, and others just enjoy quiet time. Okay, what do the big guys on the offensive line do? Well, some of them eat.
As an offensive lineman, you can't really discuss your problems unless you're discussing them on a full belly, and this has pretty much been the avenue we've gone when we've had a problem.
That avenue usually leads towards Franklin Street in downtown Chapel Hill to the Rathskeller restaurant. It's been a version of television's Cheers, a place to go where everybody knows your name. But as UNC offensive tackle Andrew Oberg points out, place doesn't matter that much to Andy Dinkin as long as there's food there.
He enjoys his food. I mean, there's no doubt. Andy's a connoisseur of food. I mean, he knows the best places in Chapel Hill to go. I think he's been to all of them. And, you know, although I think his eating prowess is maybe blown out of proportion because Andy is a svelte 270. You know, he's a good-looking kid, even though he loves to eat.
Dinkin and Oberg have been roommates for 4 of the last 5 years. Dinkin says he's enjoyed most of the time because he says it's easy to get along with someone who's rarely awake. Rumor has it that Oberg's hero is Rip Van Winkle. The man loves to sleep.
I remember one time before practice, Andrew leaned back in his locker and fell asleep. We had to wake him up and tell him it was time to take the field.
And how about Dinkin? Well, Oberg says his roommate spends so much time on the phone that they even wrote a song about it.
On the phone again. Andy can't wait to get on the phone again. He can't wait to call his best friends. Andy can't wait to get on the phone again.
Dinkin and Oberg share a lot of laughs and a special friendship. They depend on each other. For example, Dinkin had to talk Oberg out of quitting football before his junior year. It was going to be Oberg's first year as a starter, and he wasn't sure if he was ready for it.
And Andy, you know, pretty much reassured me that, hey, you know, I'd come this far, I'd won the starting position, and now it's my time to, you know, take charge.
But I just kind of reminded him about the things we talked about as freshmen and sophomore before we had really gotten our opportunity to play, and reminded him of the goals and dreams we had both set out for ourselves. And just giving him that little push, I think, was enough to make him realize that sticking with football was the right decision to make.
Dinkin has had some injuries this season, a pulled hamstring and now an elbow problem.
Anytime you get an injury, it's tough, but in your senior year, when you have such high aspirations for yourself and the team, it can be especially difficult. But having Andrew there as my roommate and friend has really helped me. He's been a pillar of strength for me when I've gotten down on myself, and just told me to keep my head up and keep fighting through the end of my senior season and finish it up on a good note.
You know, I just love him to death. You know, I'm glad that, you know, we had a chance to be together all these years.
Well, it's easy to see that Andrew Oberg and Andy Dinkin are a couple of close friends on this North Carolina football team. And we had a chance also this week to visit with a former Tar Heel defensive lineman, Ron Burton, who graduated in 1986, tremendous student. Went from Carolina to the Dallas Cowboys, and now with the Los Angeles Raiders, he's on injured reserve. And while he's recovering from that injury, he's working with some of North Carolina's student athletes in the Carolina Academic Center. Mike Small had a chance to catch up with Ron Burton, brought to you by the Red Blue Fans.
With the Los Angeles Raiders after starting his career with the Dallas Cowboys. He's playing with 2 other ex-Tar Heels in Ethan Horton and Torin Dorn, which makes the Durham native feel at home in California.
It gives us a great unity being in a new area and everything like that, and having the chance to play together again and know you have a friend out there in California, and while you're in the pros, it's been a great feeling, and it's been very positive, and it also helps us in preparing for games and playing at our best.
Burton hurt his knee in the preseason and had to have reconstructive surgery. He's rehabilitating here in Chapel Hill and is working in Carolina's Academic Center, tutoring athletes and showing them the importance of a college degree. A look back at Ron Burton, brought to you by the Red Roof Inns.
Ron Burton, soft-spoken, plays a heck of a game of football. Speaking of football, North Carolina Clemson next Saturday, Kenan Stadium. Coach Brown back to talk about that after this from First Union. Clemson in football, the North Carolina blue-white basketball scrimmage, all of it will be chronicled right here. All of that and more every week in Carolina Blue. 48 to 52 pages of inside stories, pictures, all the statistics. Credit card holders can dial right now at 1-800-637-2583, only $37 for a year's subscription. One of the interesting things, Coach, is that the North Carolina defense, for the first time this year, at least it was the healthiest it had been all year, and you could see that cohesiveness coming back.
John, you sure could, and I thought our defensive coaches had a tremendous plan, and they were able to have the same guys out there all week that were able to practice. And another thing we talked to our team about, we haven't been able to respond to the other side of the ball this year. We make a long drive, we put the ball inside the 10, and then our defense allowed the other team to get off, or the defense gets the interception like Tommy did 2 weeks ago, but the offense can't drive it and score. And I felt like in this game, John, for the first time in a long time, each side responded to the other, and the team was more cohesive, and that was really encouraging because we've got 3 tough weeks left at home, and we've got to play at least that well to have a chance.
Coach Jason Stanisic, as we said, your true freshman, took over at quarterback in the game. The team really came together, rallied around him to help him get through that game.
John, they did, and as I said earlier, I was very proud of our offensive and defensive team rallying around Jason. I was very proud of Todd Burnett and Chucky Burnett. They've both been out there as freshmen. They understand the pressures. They were very encouraging to Jason on the sideline, and we're going to need all 3 of those quarterbacks in the next 3 weeks to be able to have a chance to win.
We want to tell you before we forget this, of course, North Carolina Clemson next week at Kenan Stadium. That time has been moved to 7:30 p.m. next Saturday night. So that's the kickoff, and you talk about the Tigers, Coach. You talk about one of the top teams in the country.
John, they're one of the top teams in the country each year. Coach Hatfield's done an outstanding job, and there'll be a lot of electricity in that stadium on Saturday night from both teams, and I know our guys will be excited, but we've got the biggest challenge we've had all year because Clemson is obviously one of the best teams in the country, if not the best.
Coach, another thing that's interesting is to see the Carolina football team building confidence. You could see it in the game against Maryland, I thought. Did you think that?
Very much so, John. We said that it's been a tough year. The expectations were probably higher than they should have been in many cases at the start of the year. Our team played well in some games and maybe didn't get the credit that we felt like they deserved for it, and I think they let it affect them some, and they didn't feel good about the way they were played. So after their loss last week, they said, let's play with some confidence and have some fun on Saturday and get back to enjoying football a little bit, John. And I thought they played with much more confidence, which leads to more enthusiasm and bigger plays.
Well, Coach, next week is going to be a beautiful night in Kenan Stadium, Carolina, Clemson. Good luck against those Tigers.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for watching the Mack Brown Show. Come back with us next week. We'll show you highlights, North Carolina and Clemson.
The Mack Brown Show has been brought to you by First Union National Bank, Granville Towers, Goodies, Gatorade, Eckerd, Red Roof Inns, Carolina Blue Newspaper, and also by Slugs Restaurants.
Years.